In-depth. Investigative. This is KXAN News today at 6.
Good morning to you. 6 o'clock is your time. Welcome to KXAN News today. Happy Thursday to you as we take a live look outside toward downtown. Not entirely clear out there right now. There are some clouds, but dress comfortably as you get out the door because it will be hot later on today. David Yeoman's here with a look at our forecast.
It sure will be. We're talking about the hottest temperatures we've seen all spring.
Wow.
And even this morning, it's not cool. We should be in the mid-50s here in early April. It's near 70 degrees.
Wow.
How about that? We do have some low clouds out there to deal with this morning. And many folks are in the 60s. We're up at 69 right now in Austin. Many of these gray skies will be hanging on, maybe even through the lunch hour. But after that, we'll get some drier air working in, and that means a lot of sunshine. Our high today in Austin hits 85 degrees. That would be, by 1 degree, the warmest reading that we've seen all year so far. Tomorrow, we have a big change in our forecast. This green shading is the marginal slim risk for some severe thunderstorms. That's with a big cold front that arrives tomorrow. We'll spell out the changes that come here tomorrow and look ahead to your Easter forecast. Coming up, first, Amanda has a little traffic problem that she's tracking on 35.
Absolutely. It's a traffic hazard that's showing up here on northbound I-35, not far from 30th Street. It's coming in from APD, so may slow you down just a bit. Just want to give you a quick reminder if you'll be passing through that area this morning. So you may recall we were tracking this out towards Manor. This is on Palmer Lane near SH 130. It was a vehicle rescue that has officially cleared off the incident pages. All lanes are back open and police have now moved from the scene. Let's go over to Northwest Austin. You are looking at a live picture from 183 southbound side near Oak Knoll Drive. Starting to see a little bit more activity in what we were watching just 20 minutes ago. From this point on, it only gets busier. The good news is we'll be back in 10 minutes for another update on your roads.
Okay, Amanda, thank you. Let's get you another update when it comes to developing news from overnight. Gunmen opening fire inside a university in Kenya happening right now. We know 15 people are dead, and the number of injured has just gone up from 30 to 60. Police have surrounded Garissa University College as they search for the gunmen. Witnesses say they were shooting inside dorm rooms. Officials say the attack bears the hallmarks of the Somali Islamic extremist group. And then also overnight, there is a break in negotiations over Iran's nuclear program. Talks hitting the 7-day mark today and are expected to resume in just a few hours. The U.S. and other countries want Iran to limit their nuclear program in exchange for lifting some crippling sanctions.
Austin barbecue lovers, listen up. New city rules could force changes to the cooking process. Smoke coming from the pits has some neighbors fired up. Kate Whitehall is live in East Austin this morning with a look at what City Council wants you to consider today. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, right now the city does not have any regulations in place for how much smoke a restaurant or a food truck can emit. And because more food trailer parks like the one here behind me off Cesar Chavez are popping up, it's only a few feet from a neighborhood, and that's what's concerned some residents because of the smoke. Now, Pio Renteria, who represents District 3 in East Austin, is spearheading an amendment to the city code to require any restaurant or food truck that burns wood or charcoal located within 100 feet of residential properties to find a way to mitigate the smoke. He's suggesting that businesses either buy expensive smoke scrubbers or use gas-operated pits with wood chips. Renteria says other states use that method to limit the smoke. Well, we went to Black's Barbecue on Guadalupe since they've been smoking meats for 82 years in Lockhart. Pitmaster Kent Black thinks if the city's going to take action, he hopes the rules don't apply to every business.
Just make it a little more specifically aimed at where the problem is and hopefully not burden all the other restaurants where it's not a problem.
And earlier this week, we talked to Aaron Franklin of the famous Franklin Barbecue, and he told us that if you change the way you smoke the meat, it changes the entire flavor of the meat, and that certainly wouldn't help business, he said. Now, after today's meeting, city manager is going to be charged with trying to figure out a way to best make both businesses and neighbors happy. He has until May 21st before he presents a plan to the Planning Commission, then it heads back to City Council. Today, though, at City Council, there's going to be public debate over this, and of course, we'll keep you posted on what happens. For now, we're live in East Austin. Kate Whitehall, KXAN News.
And I'm sure a lot of strong opinions on both sides. Okay, thanks, Kate. Austin City Council members are also considering making staffing changes at the Austin Fire Department. If approved, it would both create and eliminate certain positions within AFD. Another item we're watching is whether the city should back a request from the Circuit of the Americas. The track will host the X Games this summer and for the next 2 years, and today the city will look into endorsing the track's request to seek funding from the state to help pay for the cost of hosting the games. The X Games will be held this year in early June.
Time check is 6:05, and we're following up this morning with the Travis County Sheriff's Office on the whereabouts of a local couple after their 5-month-old baby was found safe with family members in Lockhart, but his parents, they're still missing, Anita and Cleveland Rushing. Now, Anita's grandfather, Raymond Flores, says the last time he heard from Anita or baby Andrew was back in February. Flores says that he got a chilling response when he asked to see, "Where's the baby?"
Don't worry about it. I don't have him anymore. What do you mean you don't have him? I sold him, man.
Well, Anita's sisters called police yesterday. They were concerned about her 5-month-old Andrew. He was found in Caldwell County, and work is underway to find him a safe place to live. This morning, the United Way for Greater Austin will announce a $215,000 grant to help AISD expand pre-K education. This is a new effort. It's going to help nearly 500 3-year-olds in the Austin area. The goal is to get young, low-income students ready for school.
Real estate heir and suspected killer Robert Durst has a court appearance in New Orleans this morning. His preliminary hearing will be on gun and drug charges. He was arrested March 14th in New Orleans on a warrant issued by Los Angeles police, and now authorities want him extradited to California in connection with an execution-style murder of a friend 15 years ago. We could see major developments later today in the controversy surrounding religious freedom in both Arkansas and Indiana. Lawmakers in both states worked late into the night trying to find a compromise to the bills. Supporters say the proposed bill protects religious freedom, especially in discrimination lawsuits. But critics worry the wording opens the door for business owners to refuse service to gay and lesbian customers. Both states hope to reach a deal before the Easter break, which of course starts tomorrow. Meanwhile, here in Texas, there's already a religious freedom law meant to protect people from unnecessary government intrusion into a religious act like wearing a headscarf. But lawmakers are considering other measures this year that would go beyond the Arkansas or Indiana laws. In fact, one would clearly state a business could refuse service to someone based on religious beliefs. Another would change the state's constitution. However, both items are a little premature right now. Neither have been discussed in committee yet.
One of the most powerful Democrats in Washington due in a federal court this morning. It's New Jersey Senator Robert Menendez facing corruption charges. Now, he insists prosecutors in this case are dead wrong. He's accused of accepting close to $1 million in gifts and campaign contributions. Prosecutors say they came from a longtime friend in exchange for political favors. The U.S. Coast Guard says this oil tanker here, carrying nearly 17 million gallons of crude oil, is now free. Earlier this week, it ran aground off the coast of Galveston. Coast Guard inspector and an investigating officer say the vessel is not taking on water and it's not leaking any oil. To Russia now, rescue operations there to help find people who were in a commercial fishing vessel. Now it sank, killing at least 43 crew members. Early reports say drifting ice in the chilly Pacific waters may have played a role. And then this is a scene out of Mexico, a fiery scene. Mexico's state-run oil company says 4 people died when a huge fireball engulfed an oil platform. Now, yesterday's fire sent some 300 terrified workers trying to get away. They leaped into the sea. No word yet, though, on what officially caused it.
There is a new program to help local inmates transition back into the community and decrease the number of people in county jails. It's called a new mental health justice initiative, and the program targets inmates who suffer from a mental illness or maybe substance abuse after they're released.
Oftentimes when people come back to our facility, it's due to them not taking their medication. But if we are able to have a partner outside of the jail when this individual gets out, that individual is more likely to succeed.
The program is a partnership between the Travis County Sheriff's Office and Austin Travis County Integral Care. A fast food chain is hoping to inspire teenagers to give back to their community. It's called Hot Dogs for Homeless Tour. Wiener Schnitzel is teaming up with Skate for Change, a nonprofit organization, and they'll be in Austin both today and tomorrow to visit with high school students to provide hot meals to the area's homeless.
So if you survived April Fool's Day, consider yourself lucky, because a lot of businesses took advantage of the day and they showed off their sense of humor.
Introducing the selfie shoes.
Introducing the dog on a stick.
Yeah, the selfie stick proved to be April Fool's gold for so many people. There was the shoe selfies that you heard there, and then the Honda selfie edition that features 10 embedded cameras and several others. I mean, how many people were saying, oh, that's Honda car? That's awesome. I want to get that one.
You think that's a joke. That's going to be a real thing before you know it.
Unfortunately, I see that.
I don't want to see myself from 10 different angles.
You
That's
don't.
too much.
Yeah, sometimes you just need kind of, no cameras
Yes.
around
Maybe
you.
one, maybe zero.
They'll catch you singing in the car and dancing in the car.
I know. We have to keep these things secret, don't we? Well, if you're in the car this morning, it's very warm and humid, and it will be a very hot afternoon, actually. I can call it that because these are the warmest temperatures that we've seen all spring. Morning clouds will hang around through the midday hour, but after that, the sunshine and the heat are on. 85 degrees in Austin would top 84, of course, which is the warmest that we've been several times this spring. Once we get rid of the morning clouds, we'll see a nice peak in your solar power forecast. That's good news if you're saving a little money with having solar panels on the roof of your home or business. Hey, there is a cold front arriving tomorrow that's going to actually bring the threat of some severe weather right here at home. We'll talk about that and your Easter weekend outlook, which looks a little wet at times. That's coming up in your forecast. Amanda is tracking your morning commute and says it's pretty quiet out there still, right?
It's still pretty quiet, slowly seeing more activity on the roadways, but we don't have that crawl that sometimes takes over or usually takes over on our roads. Now, I do want to give you a quick look here at a traffic hazard over on I-35 near 30th Street. May catch you off guard just a bit. If you're passing through that area, I'd like to give you a quick heads up. For our friends in Northwest Austin, I just showed David this picture here. This is 183 near Anderson Mill Road, and you can kind of see the dew that's sticking there to the camera lens. Kind of gives you an idea of the humidity that you'll be walking out and into this morning. Now, we'll continue watching all your roadways. We're keeping a close eye on that rush hour traffic. We'll see you back here in just 10.
Austin police officers have issued hundreds of tickets to drivers who are not following the city's new hands-free rule, but hear why officers are still allowed to use their phones while on patrol.
Outlet malls are known to attract so many shoppers, but the stores over in San Marcos, now known as an international tourist attraction. The impact it's having across parts of Texas next.
It's the Lazy Boy bonus.